taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut, season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about it. You know, I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, representing, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly? It's first class conscious pilot, the West Coast Avenger, numero uno contendere. You know what it is. Monday edition, like usual. Let's get it. 2024 to eternity.
Yes, sir. Conscious pilot, yo. He said he was the first up the bat, you know what I'm saying? First class pilot, you know, and that's bars right there, because he stays elevated above this cloud, you dig? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Third world Shuttleworth. What's good, gang? El Capitan in the building. RingGameRadio.com. You know what it is. World still a op. Monday night boxing. Yes. What I said? Monday night boxing. We back here. It's not a game. No more Tuesday shit. Fucking certain people's damn teams are out of the question, so you ain't gotta do no special. Oh, let's do it Tuesday. Like, so you know.
Nigga, do you want to get choked out? I mean, I can choke you out, my nigga.
Right, dude, you ain't gonna be able to catch me. I was training on some Shakur Stevenson shit. Like, I had like 20 pounds of damn ankle weights on today training niggas. And motherfuckers couldn't catch me, bro. Like, I was on some Laura Stevenson, La Stevenson shit. Fuck it, like.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to catch me like too quick. Like, just counter, boom, boom, tall nigga, boom, boom, tall nigga, pow. And shit, fuck. Talking about, do you want to get choked out? Nigga, you know how many niggas you got to choke out before you get to me? Nigga, I'm final boss, nigga. Like, nigga, I throw so many fucking students at you. You got to clear out a whole dojo like you motherfucking Jet Li, nigga, before you get to me. Shit.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll do that in quick, you know, it was 1-2, lay them all out. Like It Man, my nigga, like It Man shit, nigga, like
nigga.
All that, give him 100 hands, my nigga. Give him all 100 hands.
Nah, it's gonna be It Man and Tyson, nigga.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to Donnie Yen though, that's that dude. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta see that movie again. That what's that shit? That Raging Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that. That shit's fucking fire.
Straight up, you know. But someone who just came in, you know, just snuck in there. But last but certainly not least, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King People, Nigga Box in the building. Always late, but still always on time, if you know what I'm saying. Ring Gang Radio all day. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let's go.
Do we have any bannings from the bodega?
Let's get it. Not today. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna give some people props today instead of fucking banning people, because I don't want to always be Mr. Negative that's always with the fuck shit. And when people do good things, I salute them. So I just want to salute like the Los Angeles Dodgers, the baseball organization, for what they did recently. So there was a baseball player named Andrew Tolles that he used to play for them, and he hasn't played in like a couple of years because he's been going through some like mental illness and like schizophrenia and all types of shit. Well, they just re-signed him, bro. Not to put him. Yeah, I didn't want to get into all the shit he was, you know, going through. So, yeah. But they signed him just so that he's not going to play, but because he's an employee, he has health benefits now, and so now he gets access to the to go to get his mental health, to get all of his shit like health insurance, and you know, just get continued treatment. And I think that's a stand-up thing for that organization to do. So you know, that's a valiant thing to do, and I salute them for that. So I'll just say that.
Word up, yo.
When people do good things, I salute.
Yeah, mental health is everything. Mental health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, without that, you liable to go crazy. You dig? So yeah, I know that's bars too. So yeah. Before I know we get into our preview and our recap and shit like that too. Something else I wanted to talk about, because I think largely it was triggered by a couple of things. But particularly just from one tweet that Gritty, that posted, shout out to Gritty from the Underground, because he mentioned something.
Look pretty.
Yeah, because I know he mentioned something like, boxing has been boring as hell. Can't wait till Premier Boxing turns the shit up. I'm sick of hearing these guys argue about the same shit every day. And and that kind of sums up what I've been, because obviously boxing has its lulls or whatever, sometimes for a couple weeks or 3 weeks or so, boxing has its little ebb and flows. Not, of course, obviously we always think that boxing will be on up and up every day, but it goes a little bit down low and everything like that. But there have been, I know boxing Twitter's been crazy about this and other shit like this. For whatever reason, that keeps going on about fucking Tank and fucking Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, like some combination of those three,
along with Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Yeah, well, no, he's not. Actually, I'm surprised he's not mentioned more. But because usually when he's mentioned,
he's mentioned enough. Oh my god,
no, he's mentioned a lot, though.
Yeah, he's mentioned a lot. I don't know what the fuck you're seeing.
Nigga, I don't think he's mentioned enough. Because
what the fuck? Like, why would he be mentioned more? Like, nigga, god damn it. He's signing fights, like.
Yeah, but
see. What? Hold on, Pat. What? You want him to be all up in the video now?
Thank you.
All up in the video.
Thank you. I was just about to say, like, you want Diddy, nigga? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, he's already all up in the videos. You know what I'm saying? But shit.
But you want the Middle Eastern Eddie Hearn now.
He wants him to be T Diddy.
Yeah, you want T Diddy, like.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of the boxing channels, like, nonstop topics are just them glazing him. Well, he's doing good for the sport, And
yeah, he's doing his thing. Right now it's just more of a plan. You gotta let him cook or whatever. But for whatever reason, like, Tank and Haney is far more than him. Like, it's every day, and they're arguing. And now it's like charts I'm seeing. Like, okay, what's the average age of Devin Haney's opponents? Like. That type of shit. And I was like,
because the fight is speaking before our eyes.
Listen, I'm not even mad at it because all that's telling me is we need this fucking fight.
I told you that Shutter, those Haney stands are becoming vocal. I'm just saying that.
They are. You right. The fight is peaking right before our eyes, yo. Like, it needs to happen this year. Like, the stars are aligning where neither guy has a fight coming up. Nobody's really into some shit. Neither guy's injured. You don't have to have any build up. Just make the fucking fight.
And this type of shit that's going on with Tank and Haney and whatnot is part of the reason why His Excellency Turkey has actually got into the boxing game, because he was like, okay, this is some horseshit. Let's make these fights. And one of the things that he's actually said in our interviews, he wants to bankroll Tank and Haney, of which Tank said, because I think whatever reason Tank says that pissed him off, and he's like, yeah, he's gonna have to deliver like 2 Ferraris to my house or some shit like that. I'm like, get
them delivered. Then you want to make the fight?
Yeah, nigga. If that's all it takes, fucking give him the fucking Ferraris.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Because at this point, it's like me. Shout out to the Android. What it do, bro? I know you ain't in the chat now, but I know you might listen to this later. But we be having our little side conversations about this whole shit over there, and it's like we see the long-term destruction it could cause in boxing. But right now, everybody's basically, it's like they have like a brand new BBL infatuation with it.
And the reason why is because people are, and this is people are tired of just hearing these fights. People talk about nothing signed. Tank and Haney,
which is true. I get the frustration, but a fight like Tank and Haney, I don't care about anybody bankrolling it unless they're gonna bankroll it to be in America. If that fight ain't in America, I really don't care like that. I'll watch, but I'm not into this whole, wealthy businessmen secret fight shit that niggas is on right now. Like, it's not the pandemic. I'm good with all that. Like, I want to see fights with energy. I want to see all the crowd, all that shit.
I've warmed up to it to some degree. At first, I was really against it, but I mean, but at the same time, I do agree. Like a Tank versus Haney fight has to be in America.
Yeah,
like rappers walking them out. You know what I'm saying? Rappers.
Thank
walking
you,
them out,
bro.
bitches,
Niggas lit. The thotties is out. Like
Vegas. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, Pilot, he get this more than anybody. As much as we be talking about these chicks on these shows and shit. Like, he already know the vibe. Like,
because like a lot of shit's prohibited out there. You know what I'm saying? You can't,
like no one wants to. Like, bro, like no one. Like me personally, like niggas would really have to throw the bag at me to do anything over there. Like all the cause like all the restrictions and shit. Like I'm off that. Like I ain't shitting on it. That's their culture. But that ain't me, nigga. Like. I don't want to see a fight of that magnitude in a fucking high school in a arena that 10 high school gymnasiums could fill, and it still ain't doing like, bro, like the lack of energy. Yeah, we'll see Tank and Haney 3:00 on a Saturday, or 3:00 on Friday night.
Nigga, I would rather have it because I'm tired, because them Showtime cards that was going on until 1 o'clock in the morning. That shit is that shit is too crucial. I'm like, I'd rather see that.
Nah, fuck that, man.
I need my boxing at like nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Like dark
nighttime, dude. I'm training niggas during the. I'm getting my boxing in the daytime.
Well, you live in the West Coast. Basically, your boxing is done by 8 o'clock, bro. What are you talking about?
But he know the vibe. Like,
no.
Motherfuckers on some other shit.
9-10. My shit's done by like 9-10 usually.
Yeah, but you still have an evening after that. Like usually, like these days.
Yeah, but I'm just used to like the fights being, it being dark. Like, it feels weird when a big fight happens.
You don't want the fight at 3:00 on a Thursday afternoon?
It just feels weird. Yeah, it feels weird. I mean, like, it feels weird just it being like still light out sometimes when the fights are over. Like with the UK cards and shit. I mean, everybody got different time zones. Like there's a Japan card later on tonight. You know what I'm saying? But in
Australia it's like Sunday morning or some shit like that when it's Saturday. Yeah, I get that too though. But I mean, fun things too. That would probably be if Tank actually had it out about not doing it in Saudi. It's because we don't know his legal situation. Because for right now, I know this motherfucker's on some type of probation. So I don't even know he can even leave the state. Never mind his state for the time being. So who even knows, like what that is, and that would.
Yeah, I'm cool. They could do better. Be even Bivol and shit. Tyson Fury, Usyk. Look, all the foreign guys, all the motherfuckers who can't fight in America or they're not gonna draw over here or for whatever reason, he could take them fights. He could take the leftover big fights.
Yeah, give us the fights that America won't make, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's not enough of a.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, like Fury Usyk's going to be pay-per-view in America probably, but really, are they even draws? Like, does it matter in America? I mean, it's kind of.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so stupid. That shit. If it's pay-per-view, if that shit is over $20,
I mean,
it shouldn't even be pay-per-view.
I mean, right now, I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be like, because Day of Reckoning for what we got was like $39.99 for like 8 fights or whatever. So if it's around there, cool. Like, but it is what it is, But
they better stack the card, but I mean, they could do what they want at the end of the day. All I'm saying is, like, if you want to take it even further than what you're doing, bankroll some fights in America and make that poppin'. Everything don't belong over there, bro. Like that's all I'm saying. He has his lane, just like everybody else get into boxing, have their lane, and sometimes you could expand your lane, sometimes you can't, but sometimes you could expand it in certain ways where you're like, oh shit. So like I don't know, if he bankroll a fight over here, he can't come over here and watch it.
I have no idea what the fuck
they only got like 500 niggas watching these fights.
I mean, see, my thing is too is like also
you can bring them on one plane.
Like I say, I'm more interested in for this fight to actually get done. Like, cause I know every week I'm tired of Tank getting Twitter fingers or Devin getting Twitter fingers or Bill Haney going on some random nigga's channel capping his ass off about some shit. It's just like it's like every week Bill has some sort of random ass.
That's the game, though.
Don't forget
to let me know boxing's buzzing.
Don't forget Teofimo trying to promote his fight too, because he's been saying some shit lately. You know.
What fight? The nigga been promoting everybody else.
No, I mean, I'm saying
Exactly.
he's fighting Jermaine Ortiz, calling out Bud, but he's fighting Jermaine Ortiz. You know, he's doing it just to get, try to get,
Yeah, he's trying to ride a wave because everyone knows because his name isn't popping like Devin's or Tank's. Like he's trying to ride a wave. Yeah, he's a whole different case because Teofimo's nonsense is the reason why he's in the position that he's in. Like
he's a loss, and he's a casualty of I always felt Bob Arum caps the guys he can cap. In terms of because Teo should be bigger. Teo should be bigger, but I feel like Bob Arum.
I'm not putting the blame on Bob for Teofimo. Teofimo was fucking up when he beat Lomachenko. He was fucking up left and right with a whole bunch of nonsense.
No, that fucked this shit up. Like star making performance, and he didn't fight a whole year with the COVID and all that shit. Yeah, that was
he trying to fuck his own momentum on that. Like.
Yeah, Bob tried to save him. Like Bob said, look, I'm paying you this money. You don't gotta go to do a purse bid. So he just nigga did a purse bid. The Triller shit, that shit went belly up. Eddie got the purse bid, and then he lost his belts to fucking Kambosos, who put his foot in his ass. Like that's clearly what happened. Like that. And Bob didn't. Bob tried. It's like, no, I told you that's what we didn't want. We didn't have to go there. So. He lost a lot of his momentum from that, and he's trying to rebuild. Doesn't help that he's had mid performances since that too. So
the Josh Taylor fight, the only fight, his best performance since Lomachenko.
Right, and that's coming off
he's
bad
not,
performance.
He's still upset that he's not making the money that the other guys are because
you mean those black guys?
The black guys.
Yeah. He signed his deal before the money came in. Oh well, it happens.
Yeah, the funny thing is too,
all you got to do is keep winning and be active. Oh, my bad. What you said, yo?
Was it P or me?
Oh, no, I was gonna say finish out your deal, and then negotiate for a better one. Like that's on you. It's not your fault you signed. It's not anybody else's fault. It's nobody else's fault you signed before the money came in. Like, that's on you. It happens. So, talking about, it's a slave deal. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
and I don't like niggas who are not black saying anything about fucking slave deals. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, Teofimo's been saying a lot of casual racist shit. Like this is wait a minute, why is this?
He is like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Like Teofimo, he really comes off as a like. I don't like to throw this word around because in Florida, like you say this to certain people, it's a fight. Hey, what up, John's down at? He know. Like he be acting like a fuck nigga. Like, I'll be honest. I mean, down here, you call it like calling somebody a fuck nigga is like pussy nigga or some shit. Like you gotta.
My thing too, and I mean, I've met Teofimo. I know Peace met Teofimo. Like, I mean, he's a decent person, but that motherfucker when he gets pressed about some
I've
shit,
met him like multiple times. And
but when you
my experiences with him have been good. That's the funny thing. Like I've never had a bad experience with Teo, and I've met him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but when this motherfucker gets pressed about some shit, that casual racism, it's like like Paulie Malignaggia, except his casual racism came out well after he was done.
It's kind of weird because Teofimo, like before he lost and everything, he was like, I don't say he's pro-black, but he was very, like he seemed like he was about,
They all are. They all are.
Hold on. He's so pro-black that he comes out with the fucking flag of Spain. The conquistador fucking flag. Don't go with that, bro.
I'm just saying. I've seen like before. I've seen I'm talking about equality. But yeah, it seems like obviously that was just some niggas and bullshit. I don't know. I'm not saying he's racist. I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. He's one of those dudes who he checks himself subconsciously in the right environments, so he doesn't really get into it or the people.
I'm not. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not saying he subconsciously checks himself in certain environments so people don't see that side of him. So I could understand someone like King P saying, yeah, I've been around this dude like 5-6 times and yeah, he's cool as hell. But and even then he's not making an excuse. It's just I just feel like dude kind of knows, but like when he's pressed or when he's comfortable or he's trying to make a point he doesn't.
He's one of those dudes that, like, and I was saying this the other day, because he's one of those dudes that, like, if you're talking to him, he'll be fine. But then eventually, when you get to something that like really like he's passionate about or gets under his skin, then he starts going left, and you gotta reel him in. And like that's the hard part, fucking reeling him back in. Then getting it's like you know those people that they get off on a tangent, and all of a sudden you gotta okay, bring him back. Come on, like you're going a little too far. Let's bring it back here. He's one of those.
Yeah, we got a podcast full of them niggas.
I mean, he wears his emotion on his sleeves. You know, I got a soft spot for Tio because I watched. You know, I saw him come up. You know, I mean, most of us saw.
Yeah, I fucks with Tio. Like I feel you. I mean,
I can see you.
We were the only ones who picked him against Loma, right?
Yeah. I picked you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we legit fuck with dude. That's why it's just kind of annoying when he does this shit. Like it just like that casual racism. I don't know. Like racism in any form just irks me, man. Like casual, blatant, it don't matter.
But he has so many instances of this casual racism. He's dropped the N-word before.
Him calling Haney a nigga to his face. His dad saying nigga in the corner.
Yeah, it's like this.
Oh my god.
on ESPN, on the ESPN.
Oh yeah, he's
twice.
Yeah, you know, and Andre Ward was like, you know, had to get on this Malcolm X wave and like, you know, it's like, listen here, like, you know, he shouldn't be using that word, blah, blah. You know, that whole night was a whole fuckery of shit.
It was. Shout outs to PJ because we was like texting during that shit and we were just like, yo, what the fuck? You hear this shit?
Yeah, his father. I've had conversations with his father. T. Freeman, and you know, as I said before, that dude is dark. You know, that dude has like darkness to his soul or some shit like that. He's a very interesting person.
He's like Angel Garcia, but worse.
No, hold on. Actually, I gotta disagree. I mean, I've never met. I've met Tio's dad a couple of times. I've never met Angel. But from everybody that like I have spoken to that have personal interactions with Angel, is that like Angel actually when he's off, when the cameras are off, he's actually pretty chill and cool as hell from what I've heard. Tio's dad is like really like that, regardless of whether the camera's on or the camera's off. There is no turning him off. He's that same guy. So if you find him annoying on camera, you're gonna find him annoying off camera. There is no
to what he's saying. Because I seen Tio's dad down here at the Jake Paul fight, and no cameras were around, and he was going off on somebody. Like he was all animated and da. So like, I didn't talk to the dude, whatever. I'm doing my business, but there's truth to what King P is saying. And I've never heard anybody have no bad shit to say about Angel Garcia.
You know, but yeah, it's just like. Yeah, but yeah, just this whole little thing, just like everyone's talking like, and to me, it's like 140 itself is supposed to be a marquee division. Now, everyone's just Twitter finger division. Like everyone there, every main player there is on Twitter fingering their asses off. Like that's what it is. Like it's just like. It's like, can someone please at least get some contracts, contract talks going, like sign some signatures?
Look, 140 is becoming 147 Junior in more ways than one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I know it's Junior welterweight, but the Junior is like being capitalized now.
Right, exactly. It's like
with rhinestones and shit. Like niggas is up here like it's too many active big names and not enough significant fights. Notice I said significant fights. Like fights don't have to necessarily be big, but they gotta be significant. It gotta lead to something, or it gotta be something where it's like, okay, we got number 7 and number 6 fighting each other in the division today. We got 2 and 3. We got 1 and. I mean, like that's what's missing right now. It's not like how 154 would be, where you're seeing number 11 fight 13, number 8 fight 12, like, and everybody's dangerous. Like you could really like name all the 140 niggas and be like, God damn, like if they fight each other, this is like the best division ever.
Exactly. You know, and that's the shit, and that's the shit that kills me too. Like last year, like the most significant 140 fight pretty much went down. That was had any type of like praise was Akhmadov and Sims. Like, you know, like there should be more. We should have more from that division.
Well, hold on, you're being greedy. You got Taylor T.O., you got fucking Prograis Haney. That's 3 fights, nigga.
I don't think, to me, I don't think they kind of moved it like they should have either. So it's
Then
like,
blame the zone and promotion and all that shit. They would blame Top Rank. Those were significant fights now.
yeah. Oh well, I mean, of course, Haney Prograis too, but you know that's it. But I just feel like 140 is just it's not living to its potential because it's just like there's just a lot more talking in that division. So like that. So
I still agree. I agree with you somewhat, only in the sense that some of the top names moved around, but not enough for the bottom half, and not enough for the other names. Like we only really named 3 significant fights at 140. Usually, we're satisfied if that happens in any other division, but when a division gets to 154. 175, like if we got 3 significant fights at 175, we wouldn't say shit, nigga.
Yeah, because you know 175, like niggas need time off after the fight.
But 140 got too many names for 3 to be.
And that's what I was trying to say is that, like, unfortunately, 175, it's a shallower pool. You know, you have a couple of names that really matter, and everybody else is just like, oh, interchangeable parts. Whereas like 140, it's a lot deeper. So like when you have more talent, you want more matchups. It's natural. You're gonna want all these guys to fight each other. Like the World Boxing
went down.
Yeah, the World Boxing Super Series was like great for 140 because it's like that's the type of division that needs it. Yeah, that's the thing. It was. You need that type of thing for like divisions like that to sort everything out.
But the thing also, what it does, it has a ripple effect. Meaning, like everybody, you know, there's usually niggas who's left out of that shit.
Right, like Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, but but that was a good thing because, I'll say this, it wasn't a bad thing because it also forced Jose Ramirez to take tough fights as well.
He did, and which he did, absolutely.
Which was better for the fucking sport. So at that time, you had this 140 was cooking. Like it really was cooking. It started simmering a little bit last year and the year before though.
140 is
at one point it was cooking.
I feel like 140 has took over 154 of the just fades after fades and so such a deep division. You know what I mean? 140.
It did. Because see, once Charlo became the champ and got Hollywood, 154, and once Zoo became like next up, and Charlo was commercialized, like mainstream. Yeah. The division kind of hit because no other parts were moving. Like Ramos, Lubin, significant fight, robbery. Yeah. Fundora.
Supposedly Fundora's fighting that guy Bohachuk for the WBC interim, but you know, like that guy like Charles Conwell should be on PBC in the mix. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like
there's not enough. Like it kind of stagnated. But even though you had significant fights and like movement, it just like sometimes the sport goes. I mean, the division goes where the big name is at. If the 2 big names kind of get to a point where they're stagnant or they're not doing much or they're in a position where they're taking less fights, then the division just kind of chills a little bit right afterward. Like we seen that happen with 147 and Spence and Crawford. Like once it got established that it was just those 2 at the top, everything else kind of just like kind of slowed up. Like
yeah, or even 168 with Canelo kind of taking all these off-brand fights or whatever. And
same thing.
Yeah. And even the rumor of him fighting Maul next, which is like, you know, and which is like, you have a Benavidez right there. Like, you know, there's like, you know, we got to establish something at 168, and yeah, it's just like and 148 type of this is just simply it's just talking, and there's people arguing, people putting charts about the average age of their opponents, and this and who wants a Ferrari? I want a Ferrari. That type of shit is just getting fucking annoying. Like, it's
Send the man a Ferrari, dude.
I mean, I would say for most of these guys that are talking about this shit day in day out, like, I mean, I was like, again, like, you know, some of you could just, you know, could go to YouTube and actually, you know, watch some old fights, you know, get some perspectives, because some of your perspectives are
Got in fades.
yes, you know, something like, you know, or at least highlight some new fighters. Like, you know, there's plenty of fighters that probably want some attention or some shit like that.
You know what it is? I fucking feel where you coming from, bro. Like, that shit ain't. It's like, that's the problem now. Like, boxing's at a point where it's buzzing so much that the only real interest in actual boxing and fighting is coming from the casual.
Yeah. That's and like
why you think they attach themselves to the influencers and shit? Because them niggas actually end up fighting, no matter if it looks good or not, whatever. It's transition is something where the hardcores, and you see tweets like this all the time where niggas is basically just trying to have shock value tweets and make conversations about the same 3 or 4 people all the time.
Yeah, I can think of one person.
People.
Yeah, I can think of one particular account, you know, one particular Arrow Stand account who the same 4 people left or right from, you know, from Texas and his fake GoFundMe's and shit like that. You know, that does all that shit. You know, yeah. Same thing. And for this, we don't even follow him, but his tweets are all over the fucking timeline.
Yeah, it's a lot of these niggas. Like, you be having to mute them or ignore it. Like, it's ridiculous, and I'm just like, can y'all show this interest in the whole sport and not just make people believe that there's only like 5 niggas boxing?
Yeah, or at least try not to be their fucking business manager and saying some shit like this. Like, you know, it's like, you know, like, I mean, with Take, I know us with the Take and the Saudi shit, like, people have to understand, and even if you don't like it, the Saudis can buy anything that they want. They are touching trillions. They can do that.
Nah, they can't buy anything they want, nigga.
I mean, if they wanted to, like, I mean, they have.
Could they buy you, nigga?
Nigga, I'm talking about in terms of what they can actually do.
I'm just saying, man. Like,
I'm not talking
cause some of y'all niggas is like hyping these niggas up too much. Like, y'all gotta chill because these niggas got money. Like,
no, but
niggas
I'm saying,
is like, because I treat them this way, His Excellency, and the money this. Like, yo, y'all niggas gotta chill with this shit.
Yeah, but I mean, business wise, they have more money than PBC, Top Break, Matchroom, Golden Boy combined, probably.
They love that shit because they ain't gotta promote. Look, if it was up to all these lazy promoter ass niggas, they'll have a guy like him run the whole sport and just overpay everybody for big fights and make them happen, and they would do no shoulder content, no promoting or anything whatsoever. They would literally leave it up to this guy, and I'm just like, it almost feels like he's a scapegoat for the sport with these niggas.
Oh, you talking about the turkey, right?
Yeah, like he's fixing their mistakes and shit. But then at the same time, like, he's new to this, so he's gonna have certain mistakes. There's gonna be certain things he can't, like, the whole 8 fights taking place in 8 hours is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's funny because I was actually thinking about that the other day about how this Turkish dude is like he's letting promoters off the hook. It's now allowing them to be kind of lazy because now he's doing all the legwork, and it's like, okay, so now y'all have another excuse to not do y'all fucking jobs. Right?
Thank you.
Gotta love.
This is the thing. They're not even helping them with the legwork. Like, you don't, like, a lot of times these niggas could just retweet shit or make some bullshit shoulder content or something, and they don't even do that. And it's not like, I wouldn't even say nothing if they said, well, shit, we ain't been making shoulder content. Let's see if we can get we ain't been making these fights. We haven't been making shoulder content. How about we get this nigga to make the fights and the shoulder content? Y'all only really just getting him to make the fight, and y'all still just dropping the ball on something else.
Yeah, the funny thing is, the shoulder content, I mean, Yeah. All since it's there, like I mean, the shoulder content that's coming. I mean, obviously we know the Day of Reckoning commercial, and even the little creative tweets that he's coming up with.
But see, that ain't enough, bro. Like, that's dope. That's fire. I love the creative energy. I love it's real creative. It's dope. But at the same time, these niggas ain't doing their versions of that in America to draw interest. They're not getting these guys on interviews with TV shows, podcasts, guest appearances, this, that, magazines, radio shows, signings, all the. They're dropping the ball on all that other promoter shit. To just let a motherfucker 1,000,000 miles away do a zombie commercial. Like, that's really it, bro. Like, that's like saying we all come here and do the podcast, but after that we leave. No one retweets anything ever. No one comes up with a Twitter poll. No one ever engages anybody. No one does no damn articles, not articles, but live tweets or none of that shit.
Right.
Like, we just do the one thing.
Right.
I mean, yeah, and that one thing could be fire. Niggas be like, okay, yeah, I fucks with them, you know, King P, Pilot, Pat, Shutter, like, yeah, I fucks with these niggas. Yeah, there's some real niggas. They entertaining. I love the podcast. Love what they talk about. But damn, that's cool. But there's always gonna be one nigga in the background, like, yo, these niggas, could they do more? Like, I mean, what are these niggas really doing? Like, it's cool, but like, is this it? Like, these niggas is too fly just to just do the podcast.
Right.
Like, what else are they doing? But we never gave no one a chance to even say that because we started out doing fucking everything. And
right.
We know it works because niggas fuck with everything we do.
Right.
So all I'm saying is they gotta do something in a way where where the trending and the energy extends past Saudi Arabia when y'all making these fights. That's all I'm saying. Like, King P's right. Like, they're low-key letting the promoters off the hook because it's not like saying, it's like this, it's like how we do ring game. Like if everybody has their duties or their job's responsibility, and if one person needs a little extra help, somebody else steps up. But right. They still gotta do their shit though too.
Right, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
These niggas is like, no one's stepping up. Like, niggas is stepping up to push work to the other nigga, and then they still not taking care of their shit. So it's like, it's cool. It has its spot. It's just niggas like me, King P, Android. We warning y'all because there'll be part 2s and 3s and 4s of this discussion in the future when whatever happens, and niggas start saying like, hold on, like, the energy different. But it's too early. Only a few of us is really trying to look at it this way.
Right, but then also it's also early for Saudi Arabia because we know gotta let Duke cook to see what he's gotta do for like the next 12 months or whatever. You know,
that's true too. Like, you know, so you gotta respect that. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot.
But
it's
at the same time too, also 2024. Like, if you don't want these fights, if you don't want someone to say, okay, hey, let the Saudis bankroll. Like, actually, Tank, Haney, whatever, get your legal team, whatever, get the shit there, and sit there and actually, come to an agreement on how you want to do this. If you want this fight in America, if you don't want, if you don't want outside of throwing bread at you or at the commissions or at the sanctioning bodies or any of that shit, because it's just like, like there's only so many times. Like we've had fights obviously that have been ruined by it over marination, or obviously the most recent example would be in Joshua and Wilder, where at the same time when we finally have something they're close to it, one fighter drops the fucking ball, and now it's kind of, you have to kind of like go back to the drawing board with that, because it's like
the ball been dropped more by that one certain fighter than the other fighter though.
Yeah, of course, but now it's just like, now that you get them on the same card, main and co-main, and you're like, okay, this is supposed to be fighting in March, and now of course, now one dropped the ball, and now it's just like, okay, damn, like another fucking barrier.
And he said he still want the fight though.
He said he still wants it, but even he knows now that Wilder has to come back. He has to rebuild. He said like, well, Wilder has to pretty much rebuild before it's like, okay, we'll drop another 40, 50 million or whatever the fuck for Wilder to try and make this fight. And this is
what got another guy, another cannon fodder ass nigga, another putty or foot soldier.
And then that's the same with Tank, because I mean, let's put it this way: Tank's not finding the best competition, and we've always warned, like, if you feast on certain types of opponents,
get Wilder and.
Oh, go ahead, Pete.
No, I was gonna say get Wilder in there with either Ruiz, Joyce, or Zhang. Like,
I mean, they tried to put
any
him
of
in
those would do.
I mean, they wanted to put him in the ring with Zhang, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Get the fuck out of here! You really. Dude, Joe Joyce is the best option for Wilder. Zhang will knock the shit out of fucking Wilder, bro.
And if he does, he does. We not protecting these fighters.
and
I get your point, but you can't say that and be like the end game is to make the Joshua fight. If that's not the end game, fine, make the Zhang fight. Shit, I'll take that. But if niggas is really still trying to want to see the Joshua fight, no way in hell you make Wilder fight Zhang. Like,
and that was the thing.
Joyce, I get the Joyce fight. They both coming off losses, and we always was like, okay, Juggernaut first, whatever, Colossus, whatever. Like we fucks with that, the aesthetic of it, so it works.
Mm-hmm.
But Zhang, really?
Yeah, I mean, thankfully Zhang signed to find Parker, and he has this because there was some real talk. I was like, yo, Zhang fights Wilder. Like, I mean, granted, it'll be like now late in his career, Wilder's facing the type of competition he should be fighting, but you don't face him off a rebuild like that. Like you're like you want to get his head knocked off or some shit like that. I mean, yes, there's also he can knock Zhang out with one shot, but Zhang is if he can take.
I don't even know that no more. If he could have, he would have knocked out Parker with one shot.
That's also true too.
Like all that shit, like no one's gonna sugarcoat nothing for Wilder no more, bro. Like that's it. That's just done. Like
including his competition, because I'm like, if you want to see Joshua fight, you gotta put him with someone else that's rebuilding, not someone who's probably streaking right now. It's probably incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, and that's only if you still want to see the Joshua fight.
Yeah.
If not, then but then at the same time, he's probably looking at it like, well, damn, why should I even fight at all?
Right.
So it's like, I'm just saying, dudes should just get into movies by now, because this whole Malik Scott shit ain't working. This having legs the damn size of the damn paper towel roll.
He sounds content and a little CTE like, so maybe if his heart's not fully in it anymore, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the man's taking psychedelics,
I mean, he took 2 bad beatings, in that Fury fight. He overachieved, whatever. I mean, is what it is. I like for him to have a second act, but that Parker fight was a bad look.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to see like a Tank and Haney fight fall to the wayside like that, because all it takes is like one loss, especially like say if Haney fights someone at 140 that can actually catch his ass, or Tank, runs into someone.
We can't look at it like that no more, because that means these guys were never as good as they was advertised. If these niggas as good as they're advertised, and the fight is supposed to be the fight of all fights, whatever the fuck, Haney and Tank shouldn't be losing to anybody else at 140, regardless how stacked that division is.
At the same time, we need to make sure these guys actually get something on the dotted line. Like, no more of this Twitter shit. No more of these motherfuckers acting like they're business managers. No more of Haney capping on camera. No more.
You don't want to see Rayo fight Tank?
I don't know. Yeah, Tank needs to. Frank Martin. I know there was a Matthias rumor that Ellerby already shut down. But Tank needs to fight Frank Martin. At the very least, not El Rayo.
See, like I said, the El Rayo, I don't mind that fight if Tank fights Haney or Shakur this year, and he's fighting 3 times a year, because Rayo with the Coburg, Like he's earned him a big like. I don't mind seeing niggas who earn big fights fight and get their chances, but PBC likes to do this shit where they rewarding the underdogs with getting them the opportunities, and they kind of they screw them over sometimes with the decisions or the refs. But then at the same time, they're not making the A side be on their business.
Speaking of that, real quick on PBC, like it's a shame that 135 or 140, like at 135 you had Rolly, Cruz, Frank Martin, De Los Santos, they didn't mix it up. 140 you got a bunch, guys on PBC like Gary Antoine and Kenneth Sims, what I'm saying, Matthias, Elvis. Like it's just kind of, it's a damn shame that these guys are mixing it up. I mean, really.
Yeah, because they want to make everybody the main character, and it's like, yo, like y'all got to start having some crossover fights, but because everybody can't be the main character at 140, and they're trying to promote everybody like that. Like you got a Frank Martin, you got a Zepeda. Like no, put these niggas. It's time to damn put these shits together. Like nah, like they could be only one on some Highlander shit for real.
Yeah, shit or get off the pot, that type of deal. Like it's time like that because, like I said, stagnate the division because, like I said, because the more of that we have, the more we have of people. Like soon I'm gonna see Excel spreadsheets and formulas about this shit, about who the fuck how Tank hasn't fought anyone, or Haney hasn't fought anyone, or formulas to show that Haney's really chinny as shit. Like I mean, it's getting annoying. Like I was very close to like muting certain words on the Ring Gang Twitter. Just
oh my god,
yeah,
that's seriously.
It is like I mean, and of course I mean it's not. I mean. It's worse than fucking Spence and Crawford shit that gets rehashed. So, this is just like, that one has like that fight's not going to happen. That's because Spence is going under surgery and he's going to be down for at least a year. So it's like.
So we need Crawford need to make a fight then.
And then of course now the fighters, because now the fighters, I mean they got Twitter. I mean they got the fighters on Twitter. Crawford especially going back and forth with niggas. You got. The only fight that I like going back and forth, motherfuckers, is Jamel Herring, because he's basically like he's not a fighter. Like he's playing. He's doing this thing or whatever. But when you're like the top nigga in your sport, you're doing this randomly. Like, yo, we gotta stop this. Tank, you gotta stop this. Like all this random back and forth shit with niggas. Like it's just like, god damn. Like, because they began just like.
I think it irks you a lot because you're not a fan of Tank's business decisions and opponents, and you already kind of shit on Tank sometimes. So seeing this nigga name buzzing along with someone else and just everybody's talking about it, it's like you're like, damn it. You shaking your fist at the sky.
Yeah, because he's not fighting. He's not fighting anybody. He's not fighting no one at all. Like me, I give props to people who fight the right fights.
I mean, we can talk about this all day, but at the end of the day,
I'm just gonna say real quick, like Shakur 3 division champ, Haney 2 division, Tank now 2 division, but all the resumes are comparable. I know Tank's a few years older, but it's not like Tank's lacking that much compared to them. In my opinion, in terms of names and obviously, scouts.
I mean, I agree with you. Haney's obviously got the better resume, but it's not no crazy. And then I also look at it too. Has Haney fought anybody that Tank couldn't beat? And as like neither guy has fought somebody that the other really couldn't beat.
But the issue is them 3, all these guys are mixing it up. That's the new.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Well, I was we should have had a Twitter poll, but do y'all think they'll fight this year?
I don't have any confidence.
Not sure. If it does, it's late this year. Late in the year.
I mean, that's still this year, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask it this way then. What's your percentage of this fight happening this year?
I mean, right now
it's 35%.
Yeah,
right.
it's somewhere around 20-25%. It's not. I don't have that much confidence of that.
Yeah, somewhere between 30 and 40.
I think largely it depends on what PBC's role is going to be when they have their first show at the end of March. Look, like what the rollout, like what are we expecting from them or whatever? Because right now, like, even that's like up in the air. Because that's why you have all these PBC fighters. They're fighting on their random local cards now because they try to not get not to get
the certain guys,
rusty or to get a paycheck. Either one or the other or both.
I'm more like I always felt this way, but I always feel like Haney versus Tia will happen at welterweight. I feel like when Bud goes up, you know what I'm saying? Welterweight's kind of dead. Haney and Tia will eventually move up, and I can see that, them wanting to be the next welterweight, super fight, because it's 147.
Or
I'm confident that may be happening down the line.
Or the next welterweight Twitter fingers, whichever one. I'm just
at this rate.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. I think it's 50% chance of happening this year. Tanking Haney.
I mean, at the minimum, they have to at least have it. If it's not happening this year, they at least gotta have it signed. If they don't even have it signed this year, yeah.
I mean, we'll see. But, enough about these niggas, man. Let's get into real boxing.